So the last video was on this, the heater plug. So as you remember, I replaced a new original style one with the old style one because the new one wasn't working. So I just tidied up the wires a bit with them. They're actually Velcro kind of cable ties, so you can take them off again handy. So I was having a look around here and I just want to check this air cleaner for oil level. And when I looked in there, you see that one of the bolts is missing and there's two on that side. So I remember that one, the actual threads were gone in the captive nut in there. So I'm going to take off this air filter and the mushroom intake, and I'm going to give it a bit of a retreading. I'm going to put in a nice original Ferguson bolt into it. This is me literally just looking for jobs to do. It doesn't need to be done, doesn't need 4 bolts holding that part on. But it's just to get it right. We're at that sort of a level at this stage. So these are the little Velcro cable ties that I use for the likes of these. Just so that if I take it off again, there it's there. If I take it off again, it's awful easy to do. And I used one down here as well, just to stop the clutch pedal rubbing into this positive battery lead. So yep, let's get started on this. So these are the parts off. So we have our air intake pipe there. I removed the bracket off the exhaust, and I might have to just remove this off here so I can get in there and get a tap down there. So I might just remove that pipe there now. So I'm after drilling a 1/4 inch hole through there, and now I'm running a nice UNF tap through it, so I'll be able to bring out my little tray of Ferguson bolts, get the right length. And I noticed that one of the other bolts was actually for a fuel tank, so that is going to be used on the gold belly, because I actually need one with that kind of pointed end that helps line up the tank, you know, nice and easy for putting in them. So I am going to replace, I think that was down there, so I'm going to replace that bolt with another one for there, as I usually end up taking off the fuel tank on the gold belly a lot more often than I end up taking off this. So I'm going to continue tapping, and then I'm going to get my bolts and we'll try and match one up first. Now you can see the nicely freshly cut threads in there. So out with my tray of bolts now, and we'll get one matched up. This is the bolt I'm going to use, so I just ran it through the die just to make sure that the threads are good. So I'll try for a fit. It should be perfect because they're both matching threads, and that is lovely. So I'll just have a look at the washer that's on this bolt here, and we'll make sure that that is okay to use again. Spring washer, that's fine, that's fine. So that is okay, so we've got rid of that. So we actually have to pick another one, because there was only 3 and I'm after using one. So there's a nice one there, UNF. Pick out a washer for him and let's go. So just running in the tap into this to make sure. It's always something I find, if any of these that are a little bit awkward, these bolts that are awkward to get to, if you just have the tap and the dies there and just actually run them through, it really does make fitting them a lot easier. Because remember, the air filters here, you're trying to get these located, you're usually shoving them into the socket and it's on an extension. So the cleaner the threads are, it's usually just, it's child's play then fitting them. So just going to run the tap through the rest of them, make sure that they're all good and clean, and the same, run the die on the bolts, and it should be nice and easy then to take them out again. So on to the next step. So I'm after putting a bit of grease both ends of this rubber pipe, because I find that can get very dry in there, especially, and the aluminium there as well, and that throttle venturi, you just get kind of powdery and it nearly sticks to the rubber. So a bit of grease each side and it helps. Remember, this pneumatic governor is designed to draw through this, so any little leaks there might just have a little bearing. So we have 2 bolts there and we have 2 bolts there. Did it need to be done? No. Was this in grave danger of falling off? No. Might it have caused a bit of rattling? Maybe. But when I was in here, I noticed that, I'll try and get in there, that was literally loose. I must have forgot to tighten it, and that was loose when I was replacing this steering box. So I suppose if nothing else, it was worth doing for that. So I'm going to fit on the mushroom intake pipe now. So that's all back on, and I noticed that this brass nut there at the end was loose, and that whole thing was actually rattling inside there. And I remember hearing that rattling somewhere, and I was wondering where it was. So a bit of grease in that pipe as well, just to help it come off again nice and easy. Everything's tightened back up. So the next little job I want to do, the lighting in this shed is a bit of a nuisance. I have to use this torch the whole time, so I'm just going to drop this and see what our eye level is like in there. This is where it is here, so it is just a little bit low, but it's nice and clean. Yeah, it's nice and clean. So I'm going to top that up with some oil I have, and I'm going to refit it. From that job I've gained a lovely original Ferguson fuel tank bolt. So that was used to hold in the air intake on the Ferguson. Now if we look at that bolt there, that is really short. It's a bit too short because I have a rubber pad underneath it. You'll just see it just there on both sides, and I can put a washer on it like I can that side. So with this bolt, with the nice conical end, that helps line everything up when you're fitting your fuel tank. I will be able to use a nice washer. So that is coming out and that is going in. So did one job and I've gained a nice original part to do another little job that was behind me. The shorter bolt out, you can see how much longer the one on the left is, so that will give me plenty of extra meat then to put a nice washer on, because the one on the right I could literally only get it to bite and turn twice, and that was it. There was no more length in it. So let's get a nice washer on that and get it threaded down into the hole. So that's it fitted. There was plenty of turns on it. Tiny little job, the one that was annoying me because it was making fitting that fuel tank a bit of a nuisance. So I'll just get the torch. We'll see that there's a few threads coming through. So that's just one of them little things that's going to make that removal process easier. While I'm at it, I'm going to remove this and see if I can get a better one that has a little conical shape on it. I'm not sure, I think that's a standard UNF, so I'm going to try and find another one of them. I just ran the tap down through this just to make sure that the threads were good. I couldn't find a nice domed or nice conical end bolt, so I'll keep an eye out for one. And in the meantime, your standard UNF, the 1/2 inch head will do just fine. All you want is 5 or 6 turns really on it, that's all. And 5 or 6 turns just to pull it down onto that rubber pad, and that is a-okay. So another little job done on both. Not very important, not very big, not going to change that much, but at least we know that things are that little bit more correct as well.